Ladies and gentlemen, this is officially my last day at work.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
I sure hope I have Club Shay Shay after this air.
It's gonna be in a dimension that's never.
When Katt dropped, it's like all of a sudden he gay now.
That called me trying to do an interview. I said, no, Medea, I ain't doing no interview. So you can sit across from me and look at my balls. I'll sit down, nigga.
Renowned sports commentator Shannon Sharpe has lately been in the news for his accomplishments in the industry, as well as for grave accusations that influential Hollywood personalities have threatened and scrutinized him in an unprecedented way. Today, we explore the circumstances surrounding Shannon Sharpe's career, the dangers he faces from Hollywood's elite, and the larger ramifications of this developing drama. Sharpe's recent experiences have sparked a tremendous deal of controversy. A pivotal moment in Sharpe's career occurred during his interview with Katt Williams. The open dialogue which edged Sharpe's recent interview that touched on delicate topics thrust him into the spotlight, but also made him a target. Since then, Sharpe has faced further scrutiny and threats. But what specifically caused this backlash? Shannon spoke with Cam Newton about the turmoil he's been going through since Katt Williams' interview went viral earlier this year, explaining why celebrities feel at ease enough. Shannon said on his podcast that in order to keep all of their secrets private, he always lets his famous guests know that they are under no obligation to address a certain subject, which helps them feel comfortable enough to share their own stories. He expressed his belief that individuals can share their experiences without revealing any negative aspects, yet he also holds the conviction that everyone who has experienced the industry for a long time, such as 10, 15, 20, or 30 years likely, has multiple intriguing stories. While he understands if someone chooses to avoid such tales, he does not feel it is his place to prevent them from sharing. In his recent interview, Shannon addressed the criticism from those who claim he is not a real journalist. He clarified that, in case you don't know him, he has never thought of himself as a journalist. Shannon, a former NFL player with great success, was in 2020 during the pandemic. Shannon launched the podcast Club Shay. Although the podcast had a modest following at first, its popularity skyrocketed with the Katt Williams interview, which has received over 70 million views and is currently the most watched episode on the platform. Interestingly, Shannon revealed that this interview nearly didn't happen. After being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011, before things eventually worked out, he had been attempting to get Katt on the podcast for nearly a year. He then happened to run into Katt's new manager, who put him in touch with Katt, and a week later, Katt went on Club Shay and revealed a number of business secrets. Katt Williams said in the interview that he knew how his revelations would affect the business and that his predictions were accurate. As Shannon was celebrating Club Shay's success, he became aware of some in the industry who were unhappy and trying to damage his podcast. The full story revolves around certain celebrities who were offended by Shannon's achievements and accused him and Club Shay of inciting controversy in Hollywood. Because of the Katt Williams interview, there are 30,000 new screenplays in Hollywood each year, and going on to Cedric the Entertainer, one of them requested a black rural bumpkin who couldn't speak well and looked like Mr. Potato Head. There aren't any of them. Williams called him a walrus and accused him of stealing jokes. Williams described a particular instance, pointing out that it doesn't match what I did on TV in 2018. Williams called Smiley a liar for saying that on Friday he was supposed to play the money mix. Following next, a part Williams really played, detailed Steve added that Ricky Smiley would encourage anybody to go over there to see precisely what's occurring, which is why he continued to show up at all of my auditions. The topic then shifted to Diddy, whom Williams claimed of trying to get him into circumstances that would compromise his integrity. Williams said,
"You have to tell him, no, he likes to party, so you protect my integrity and that pure soul I mentioned, right?
Furthermore, if I look at it, I understand how Diddy feels, implying that in some situations, Diddy claims ownership over others. Williams then shifted his attention to Kevin Hart, suggesting in his quick rise in Hollywood that Hart may be an industry plant. Williams went on to say that no one in his 15 years in Hollywood could remember ever seeing a sold-out Kevin Hart event. Have we ever heard of a comic who came to Los Angeles and shot to fame? Initial year in Los Angeles, Kevin Hart secured his own network television sitcom and starred in the film Soul Plane. Such rapid achievement is unprecedented. The recent fall of Jonathan Majors was also a subject of conversation. Williams speculated about Majors' difficulties, suggesting they might be part of a larger conspiracy, maybe. Conspiracy theorist that I am, I think that when they raise you to a particular position, there's an unwritten contract that you may be undermined by them at any point. Williams said that he went on to say that everyone must be lovely if this ugly person is considered gorgeous. Williams also made a shocking claim, saying that absurd was a part of the Illuminati's decision-making process. He claimed that there was a time when we were both invited to an Illuminati gathering and that one of us had to make the decision. In response, Absurd freestyle rap responding to the accusations and upholding his reputation in a ridiculous way. I only left with BS when coming from any party. Is there a deliberate effort to undermine Sharpe because of his candid views and the contentious topics he covers in his interviews? It appears likely, given the many rumors that have started to circulate about the show host, including the claim that the TV personality is gay. And that, In February, social media revealed footage of Sharpe performing at a comedy show in which the comedian implied that Sharpe is gay and said he turned down the former NFL star's offer to appear on his Club Shay podcast. The Club Shay podcast from Sharpe is well known for its unfiltered truth-telling, which hasn't gone over well since he hosted two widely shared interviews with Katt Williams and Monique, in which the stars talked openly about the business. A few comedians have mocked Sharpe for being too popular and thinking that gay jokes are out of date. Recently, Griffin made fun of Sharpe's podcast and renamed it Club Gay during a comedy set. Sharpe's fans have taken offense, but I think that his success has made his alleged peers quite envious. In March, Corey Hull, a comedian who appears to be convinced that Sharpe is gay, gave a frantic 5-minute performance on the 5150 show. Hull also took aim at Shannon Sharpe, speculating that the host of the show had implied that Sharpe was trapped in gay tricks. Hulls has already chastised Sharpe for hosting Club Shay. Several people have claimed that Sharpe is gay, including Shay Hull. Antonio Brown, who compared Shannon Sharpe to a rainbow, attacked the Hall of Famer for his criticism of Lamar Jackson. The former NFL wide receiver sparked controversy once again, this time on social media. Screaming fit after a widely shared TikTok video promoting Sharpe's Leaport, Brown accused Sharpe of hiding his real sexual orientation. Timid KSC, in spite of Sharpe's positive intent to honor his grandmother through the brand Brown's baseless comments, overshadowed the event, raising questions about his motives. Total Wine, my last stop of the day. Brown said, "We got up early and had a late night. We don't do excuses here. We just get the job done." As this is what we agreed to, and this event adds to Brown's past controversies with claims that he used steroids against NFL players like J.J. Watt and Julian Edelman. In any case, in addition to personal jabs at former teammate Tom Brady, Shannon Sharpe's allegations have had a major impact on both his professional and personal lives. He disclosed that being called gay has had a profound effect on him, and that it has an impact when people persistently doubt a straight man's sexual orientation. He also mentioned that social media is so powerful that in 2016, someone was able to reach the White House by repeatedly repeating things, and people began to believe it. While there is nothing wrong with being homosexual, being accused of being secretly gay in today's society, as some claim Diddy is, may be quite detrimental. The idea that someone is trying to be straight can drastically damage one's image. The case of Diddy serves as an example of how these charges may be used as a weapon to do serious harm. In general, the big guy Shannon Sharpe has been under severe scrutiny, particularly in light of the continuous reports regarding his private life and the explosive conversation with Katt Williams. With over 68 million views, the interview just eclipsed Joe Rogan's chat with Elon Musk as the most watched interview in YouTube history.
First Take has been gradually growing in viewership since Sharpe joined the program.
Sharpe says of his rigorous schedule,
I'm doing anywhere between 7 and 10 tapings a week.
it's difficult for him to switch off. However, since Sharpe's departure in June 2023, the Fox Sports 1 program Undisputed, which he co-hosted with Skip Buys, has witnessed a sharp fall in ratings twice a week in September. In April 2023, First Take averaged 482,000 viewers compared to Undisputed's 45,000. According to Stephen A. Smith, who gives Sharpe credit for this growth, Shannon has unquestionably added significant value to the team.
ESPN acknowledges, I make sure people are aware of this because he deserves such gratitude and attention to detail.
Sharpe wasn't one to brag, but the record-breaking Q&A made him a household name, and he's accepted that he will be associated with the comedian for the rest of his life. I'm bigger now than I've ever been in my career. I've won Super Bowls and am in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but I've never been as prominent as I am right now. Fans appear grateful for Shannon Sharpe's courage in calling out these elites, regardless of how long he lived. One wrote, I hope Shannon Sharpe tells the truth and shames the devil. Go, Shannon Sharpe, only God. Another said, if there is no truth to anything Katt Williams or any other guest has said on his podcast, then these celebrities would just brush it off. They wouldn't be threatening him. When it stings and people get defensive, it's because they've been called out. Exposed for their BS? We appreciate your time, and we hope you'll return for more music videos. Oh no.